I bet you can't find this out. But I wonder, was there certain people assigned with, okay, you are in charge of rendering this team, or was it like the same people through the whole thing? Because some teams are clearly done much better than others. What's good? We got another Player Faces, Tattoos, and Shoes, and we going back retro with the 84, 85 Milwaukee Bucks. Starting it off with Sidney Moncrief, one of the more underrated players in the NBA from the 80s. This dude had lockdown defense. He could score a little bit too, but really mostly he's talking about that lockdown defense with Moncrief. And this is the same render they've had for a while. It ain't that good. Look like a really skinny Scooby-Doo. But I've seen worse. George McGinnis. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. I mean, it's really, I ain't got to say nothing else. I ain't got to say nothing else. This really silly body type, but you can see here now in the 80s, they starting to give guys these Air Force Ones, though, you know. So, hey, that's something to notice, I guess. All right, Paul Pressey. This is Phil Pressey's father. This is terrible. This is really bad. This ain't none of him at all. Don't look nothing like him. This look like a whole nother black man all together. And I'm very sorry that they've done this, because I mean, it just don't look like him. So he don't look like a monster, but it don't look like the man that you aim to make it look like. He also has some lockdown defense too. Paul Pressey. That's what their calling card was on that perimeter. Terry Cummings, one of my favorite players. Chicago, we in here. This actually is not that bad. It's the same one they've had for I don't know how long. But it's not that bad. It ain't that good either. But what they did get is the discolorations in his skin, because he have skin, some sort of skin condition, and he also had a heart problem at one point too. But Terry Cummings is just a beast. He's like when I was a really little kid, he was like the first dude I had really heard of that was from Chicago, that was like in the NBA. I mean, obviously there was guys before that, but you know, Terry Cummings was that business for real. He was a former Rookie of the Year when he played for the San Diego Clippers. I think it was like 1982-83 season. For sure. Ricky Pierce. It ain't horrible. It ain't horrible. It definitely ain't that good. But it's not, you know, for a Legends team, they not doing that bad, because we've seen some dreadful Legends teams, people. Alton Lister. This one ain't that bad, ain't that good, but they getting better. Do you think that they got chastised after that George McGinnis and was like, you know what, from now on, best foot forward, baby? You know what I'm saying? Is that what went down? Alton Lister, y'all remember that dunk? I mean, you probably don't remember. You seen that dunk? Google it up. Sean Kemp dunks on the dude and points at the dude on the floor. Alton Lister is the dude he's pointing at on the floor after he got dunked on. Yes, just so you know. Mike Dunleavy Sr., they used the same one that was with the 76ers team. Still looking spooky as I ever, like a female scarecrow. I don't know what happened with him, but they didn't do it good. Craig Hodges, he grew up came from the same neighborhood that I live in now, which is actually not, well, not a neighborhood. It's not the same, not exactly the same neighborhood, but you know, very close. So he's not actually from Chicago. He's from the south suburbs. I grew up in Chicago, but you know, this ain't horrible. His head should be a little bit wider, but it ain't the worst. It ain't the worst. I can give him that. It definitely is not the worst. So I mean, it feels like they got a little bit better, you know, as you know, they started to get to the I don't know what they did to George McGinnis though, but they started to get a little bit better. Randy Brewer, this ain't bad. This is not bad. I don't know what happened. Maybe, you know what? We'll probably never know the deal with this, but my man, yeah, you can make him up to 7'7", baby. My man here, just like dunk on me kind of dude. 7'3", pretty good shot blocker, but was really immobile, and he just screamed dunk on me. But you know what? I bet you can't find this out. But I wonder, was there certain people assigned with, okay, you are in charge of rendering this team, Or was it like the same people through the whole thing? Because some teams are clearly done much better than others. Charles Davis, no, because this is like Martin Luther King. I have a dream that one day I'll look like Charles Davis. No, this one's not so good. Not so good. This is definitely Martin Luther King. This is not Charles Davis. This is Martin Luther King. So I don't know when Martin Luther King grew to be 6'7", but they done got him here. All right, Paul McKeskey. Who was that punched Paul McKeskey in the face? It was either Kareem or Charles Barkley. Somebody punched Paul McKeskey in the face. This is actually a pretty good Paul McKeskey. He looked like a mailman, but that's kind of what he looked like. He was just really big. I think the hairstyle is not all that right though. Could have been better. I didn't realize. I thought he was like 6'10". I didn't know he was a legit 7 feet. But if you look at this picture here, look, the hairstyle's not quite right, and he also don't have that mustache, that John Wayne Gacy looking mustache. But hey, it is what it is. The Bucks is pretty uneventful, to be honest. I mean, because the renders were not horrible. I got to ride. One of the best classically rendered teams, or classic teams, best renders on a classic team. Probably it's got to be one of the best for sure. The Milwaukee Bucks, 84-85. I ain't got nothing real bad to say about them. I appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.